sorry. Oh, Wes is getting on the mic. This is always good. Thank you, Wes. Good to see you again. Hey! Hello, friend. Steve Dangle here with the best day of the week! Because it's Thursday, which means it's time for another episode of Steve's Dang It's, presented by Advil. It's presented by Advil. You know, sometimes in videos we have to go, oh shoot, we missed this one. This is one we caught just in time. Right before I started shooting this video, a goal scored by Clayton Keller, spelled T-A-N-E-V.
Tanev back, Keller! Backhand high! Tanev forced him to shoot and unable to make a move, but he missed the net. Now Gostisbehere, shoot, stop, rebound, off Tanev and in!
And some good back pressure, and this play just goes off Vladar and then right onto the stick of Tanev, and he really doesn't know what to do with it. It all started, however, with a breakaway. It started with a turnover right at the blue line, so we'll back up to that in a minute. But that created the problem, and then Tanev unfortunately throws it in his own net. As the puck ends up on a stick, he's trying to...
Oh, it's amazing Tanev didn't react the way that I always do in video games when that happens, which is get trapped into an animation where I swing my stick directly into my goalie's head. Visually, pretty funny, but that's a dang it. For our next dang it, I gotta say, I'm positive I've seen this before, but I can't remember when. Anders Lee with the golf shot.
The legs get a little weary, 3 and 4.
And for the Islanders, this is the only home game for the Penguins. Their next two are at home. Here's Barzal sitting on that pass. Played it in front, and Smith made the save. Where's the puck? They score!
Penguins from in behind the net. This is Pettersson behind the net, right on the stick of Barzal. Then the Islanders go, all right, let's get back into it. I don't know where the puck is.
It's on his body. It was laying on top of him. That's a golf shot. It was put on a tee.
Look at that. I'm trying to look on the ice, but it's
on him.
There it is.
How do you like that?
I've never seen that, guys.
Or like Anders hitting it off the tee. Stop booing! Stop booing! It was very good! The puck lands right on top of Casey DeSmith's pad, and Anders Lee just goes, bloop. You see him processing like, I'm allowed to do this, right? And then after he scores, you look at Marcus Pettersson's face, and he's like, I don't think he's allowed to. Can he? Oh, he can. That's a dang it. For our next dang it, still the Islanders and the Penguins, but it's a different game. You can tell by the fact that it's in a different building with different fan bases and different jerseys. And producer Nick didn't know that. Oops. Because he put same game in the notes. That's a dang it. And also, it's Tristan Jarry in net for the Penguins, so you know it's a different goalie. And by the way, speaking of goalies, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal.
Seemed to have a little bit of spark here from that goal. Pollock with a hard pass, redirected in. Jarry ventures in traffic, so he gave it away to Horvat. Horvat, the centering pass. Martin, one too many passes, but they're able to tuck it in anyway. It's Anders Lee.
Leading to a goal in a 2-2 game. Jarry didn't see the backside. And look at that finish by Lee. That was some sort of finish. You have to have communication with your goaltender. Those defense and forwards going back have to yell, move the puck to Jarry, not reverse it, and that's what Jarry did there. They can't be yelling reverse. He reversed it. The Islanders took advantage, and they have a 3-2 lead.
It feels like Penguins goaltending has ended up in a lot of these videos. I can imagine being in Dang It's videos on an almost weekly basis would give you a headache that you could maybe take an Advil for. That's called an integration, kids. And then I looked, Tristan Jarry's got a 920. That means he's a good goalie. That means just stay in the net! That's a dang it. Now let's bring in producer Nick again, because I think this is a very controversial take. He says he thinks, and I quote, the worst own goal I think I've ever seen. He said I think. He's losing confidence. Off the face-off, Yanni Gourde on his own net.
They've had two great runs this year, Drew. Back in November, they went 10-1-1. Unbelievable. And then in January, with that 7-game road sweep, they went 11-3-1. Sharks score off the face-off, and it's 1-0. 1-0 Sharks.
So it's by the Shark. I mean, it's by the Kraken. The Kraken score on themselves here.
That's pretty bad. I mean, I did watch Brian McCabe score on his own net in overtime. It's a bit before my and producer Nick's time, but Steve Smith, anyone remember that? But this is unique. I love when an own goal goes in where I'm like, who do you even give the goal to? This goal, by the way, that Yanni Gourde just shoveled into his own net, belongs to Logan Couture, because Couture, like, touched the puck a little bit off the face-off. Okay, not to be a stick in the mud here, Logan Couture should not get a goal for that. No one should get a goal for that. It should just be an own goal, like in soccer. Not that Couture needs this for negotiation time. He's got his bread. But, like, what if you're like, I scored 30 goals? GM's like, 29's still good, and that's what you got. Well, no, technically. Either way, Yanni, that's a dang it. For our next dang it, Ryan O'Reilly gets traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he shows up in a new city with a new jersey and new water bottles that are not full of water.
O'Reilly saying just before this one that it's a lot to take in, especially this. Look at this during warm-up. Still getting used to the labels on the water bottles. Trying to cool himself off. He realizes, wait a second, that's not clear. That's pink. I just sprayed myself with BioSteel. Makes the switch and is able to hose himself down properly. So well hydrated ahead of his debut.
You know, I actually like BioSteel. I have it all the time, but I would not shower with it. I'm just imagining him there for the anthem, and like, it might have even been nice because like new nerves with the team and everything, and all you can concentrate on is how you're vaguely sticky. Either way, check out the new guy. That's a dang it. For our next dang it, it's a series of dang it's from the same game. This game got feisty between the LA Kings, who are very in a playoff spot, and the Anaheim Ducks, who are very not. Brouhaha around the Kings net. Phoenix Copley, the goalie of the LA Kings, gets bumped a little and he starts throwing blockers.
Matrana with speed. And Copley gloves with 23 seconds to go in the second. And now tempers flare again, and Copley gets involved. He and Deneau did not like that.
Throwing punches with the blocker. I'm not sure. I have to see a better replay of it, but that's what would make me think being ejected so immediately.
Yeah, a couple right there. You see there was one early, and then you see a couple. He eventually takes the blocker off and keeps throwing side by Frank Vetrano, and that took him there, right there. It was Frank Vetrano, and he's underneath this.
I think this shows the era that I grew up in. I didn't know that there was like a specific penalty for punching with a blocker, and that's because I grew up watching Ed Belfour. He just kind of did that to say hello. But then after a little fight starts, a big fight starts, and then John Gibson goes to center ice. We are gonna get a goalie fight until...
Here we go.
And look at Phoenix Copley fired up.
Oh, Gibson's coming down.
Oh boy.
Hey, Copley just got ejected. Copley was looking towards the altercation, and he got sort of blindsided.
But you need to get involved in the altercation. He didn't get involved in the altercation. He stopped at center ice.
Yeah.
Really good awareness by the official when they saw him coming out, because as much as everybody loves a goaltender fight, it's not good for the game. And it was really great awareness by, I believe, Derek Nansen.
Boo! Boo! I say boo! Like, seriously, what do we get? A goalie fight every 3 years? When was the last one? Mike Smith versus... Who did he even fight? It was Cam Talbot, right? If I remember the game correctly, it was Dave Riddick in net, and then Cam Talbot came in relief, and then he got in a fight, and then he got kicked out of the game, and then Riddick had to come back into the game. I can't think of another fight after that. That was years ago. And forget the goalies, this fight went on to Twitter. The Anaheim Ducks decided to get sassy. They tweet this clip with Copley didn't want the smoke. Ooh. Whoa! For the olds out there who doesn't understand what that means, it's Copley did not want to engage in an altercation, but then the LA Kings responded. Phoenix Copley has as many wins as you have all season. Ooh. See, there's like a deep meaning there, because on the surface, it's just the Kings saying to the Ducks, hey, you suck, which, you know, fair. But it feels like a few layers down, there's a little hint of, hey, you know this guy's our third stringer, right? Your whole team has fewer wins than our third stringer. Stevie's not the third stringer anymore. Yeah, but he was. And that's a dang it. For our next dang it, this guy's actually been cropping up in some trade rumors recently. I don't know if it's gonna happen because he's got a very big contract. Colton Parayko. And here's what you can get for some of that money.
And Frederik Andersen stopped them all. St. Louis 0 for 2 with a man advantage as the Canes penalty killers do the job again. Now Aho comes up with a steal. Drop back for Jarvis, and he scores!
And then we're going to see this. Oh, this should not be allowed portion of the tour. What Jarvis just did should not be allowed. The reach of Aho, turning the puck over, and what a goal.
Oh, you know what? That is Stanley Cup champion Colton Parayko to you, but that shift is, that's a dang it. And then this one just makes you mad. The Chicago Blackhawks are ridiculous drama right now. There's a bunch of ridiculous drama in the National Hockey League ahead of the March 3rd trade deadline, but the Patrick Kane stuff is wild. Obviously very disgruntled. Obviously wants to get the heck out of there. Obviously still pretty good at hockey. Obviously injured. Obviously expensive. And seemingly on his way out of Chicago any day now. And he's on a heater right now, including a hat trick performance at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then this NOT winner in Chicago in what just might be his last game there. 0.1 seconds left in overtime!
And here's Patrick Kane with 2 seconds in OT. Kane scores! At the horn!
Wow! Unreal! A storybook ending! Everyone loved that! It's so amazing! What a story! Oh, Wes is getting on the mic. This is always good. Thank you, Wes. Good to see you again.
After reviewing the play, it was determined that the time was expired, therefore, no goal!
They called it back. Dude, Kane was 0.1 seconds, probably less, honestly, than 0.1 seconds away from scoring this thing, but it went in after the buzzer. Now, I get that, like, the sport has to have integrity and stuff, and these points are important, but, like, what if you just allowed it? Like, on the grounds that it's cool. Who would even get mad at that? Well, Vegas fans, yeah, sure, but what about the other 31 teams? Why don't we matter? Boo. That stinks. That's a dang it. For our next dang it, Jesper Fast does a faster version of what I would do on a breakaway in the National Hockey League.
And the crowd is letting Rod Brindamore know who they want out on the ice. Oh, Jordan Stahl just makes a man play on Kyrou. He gets it out for Jesper Fast, who fans on it. Oh, Fast had a wide open net and lost the trigger.
How? Dude, you're up 4-1 at home. The fans are wild. They've had a great night. And you made them boo! And it's deserved! At least Patrick Steffen made it to the blue paint before he lost the thing. How? How did he didn't even get the shot off! I'd have more respect if he hit the post! Jesper, not so fast. You're obligated to because of his name. That's a dang it. And our final dang it from the Edmonton Oilers. It's a double dang it. They were up 4-1 on the New York Rangers until
kind of a slap pass by McDavid. I think he got caught in between, turned it over, Fox ahead, driving the net. Kreider came back to him and he scored. Battling is Capo in tight, and it's a one-goal game again. What a finish by Lafreniere. Gets it back from Zibanejad, a brief bobble. Zibanejad. Down low, Fox, Zibanejad wires and scores. Alexis Lafreniere in the 6th round to win it for the Rangers. 1 of 5 career in shootouts. Campbell staring him down. Lafreniere, backhander, scores!
The Oilers blow the 4-1 lead entirely. The game goes to a shootout, and the Rangers win in the shootout. The Oilers lose a game where they were up 4-1. It was 4-1! A statement that everyone yells at the Edmonton Oilers and no other team. Who else would they yell it at? And then the Oilers, looking for revenge over the Colorado Avalanche, who beat them in the Western Conference Final. They have a 3-1 lead and a 5-3 lead. Blow both of them.
He'll set up Janmark for the 5-3 goal. Centering pass, Byram, unable to tuck. What a right skate save made, and then it's done in. 5-4. Their Stanley Cup champions can find a way into a stalemate. Off the draw, Girard. Shot from distance, and it's tipped in front.
But it's okay, they can still make up for it in overtime.
Combined 10 goals Off the face-off, it's Taves. Mikko Rantanen cuts around Nurse to the net, shoots and scores! Rantanen's 36th is the game winner, and Colorado outlasts the Edmonton Oilers 6-5 in overtime.
No! They blew a 4-1, a 3-1, and a 5-3 lead in the span of 2 games! That's hard to do! Unless you play for the... Well, I'm not gonna name any teams. There's a Canadian one. It's not the Oilers. Well, that's a bad one. That's a dang it. But they still have Connor McDavid, so like it doesn't count. They're fine. So that is it for this week's edition of Steve's Dang It's, presented by Advil. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Scream the goalie thing. They haven't heard it enough.